What we know so far about the future of Battlefield 4 is relatively unknown, but of course there are always rumours, and we know that there's going to be some future content. Unfortunately, we just don't know what it's going to be. And DICE kind of said that on Tuesday, but didn't really say much else. And I kind of wanted to shed a little bit on light as to, I think, why they couldn't say anything else. It might sound a little bit stupid, but I will explain what I mean. First of all, we have known for a little while now that we were going to find out more information about the future of Battlefield 4 at the end of Battlefest, which happened to be on the 9th of December. Now, there was an announcement that was made by DICE. I will link the blog description, well, the blog in the description down below, so that you can have a quick read of what they said. But for me to summarise it for you, it was maybe a little bit of a letdown, and I think there were some financial and legal barriers that were in their way. Tigger took to Twitter after the announcement to try and defend what happened, and it was basically because it didn't reveal anything that we didn't already know, and there were some legal and financial restrictions that were in the way. But what he has said is he's hoping that we can get some more information definitely after Christmas and moving into the new year. So it may be a little while longer before we fully know what we can expect for the future of Battlefield 4, at least for the next 12 months anyway. But for now, there is something that we can do to try and help DICE LA when it comes to that point of announcing what it is that they're going to be doing. For those of you that didn't watch my video on Monday, I'll link it in the description now, and there's a thumbnail on the screen that you can click on. I went back to Bad Company 2 and I had a little bit of a discussion about Battlefield Hardline and how I think that the two games are fairly similar in their approach to the franchise. They're both sort of spin-offs and kind of had a similar birth where people didn't really think that they were real Battlefield games, but then you look at Bad Company now and people worship that thing. It's a brilliant game, I think it is anyway, and a lot of the community feel that too. And I kind of had a chat about how I think Hardline is going to go the same way once people really see how good of a game it actually is. But besides that, I did go back and play Bad Company 2, and that links into what DICE LA want us to do. There's a survey that they put out in the blog post that allows us, the community, to pick what we think were the best games all the way back from Battlefield 1942 all the way through to Battlefield 3. So all the way through the franchise, that encompasses 2142, the original Bad Company, Battlefield Vietnam, the Vietnam expansion for Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3 as well. So there are loads of different games in there that we can pick these maps for. The idea behind it is that they want to try and capture as much information from the community right now in terms of what maps we would like to see remade into Battlefield 4. As I've said, it's no secret that there have been rumours for a long time now about a 6th DLC for Battlefield 4. I think we can kind of revise those rumours into thinking that maybe along the next 12 months or so, depending on development time and I guess financial budgets, that we might be seeing a couple of remakes from previous Battlefield games, and I think that would be a really cool way to keep people engaged with what is now a very, very good game. And I think DICE LA have done really well in the fact that they've committed to those 12 months extra time that they're going to be putting into the development of the game. They didn't have to do it. They had no obligation whatsoever to step in and say we'll support this game for another 12 months actively. They could have just done a few patches here and there, but no, they wanted to move forward with the game. They wanted to try and shape it a little bit more, maybe in the hope that future games could be modelled off of Battlefield 4, and maybe all those fixes that they've worked on here can be applied to future games, and we know that's happening with Hardline already. But as I said, DICE LA had absolutely no obligation to do these extra 12 months worth of support. I mean, I think they owe it to the community. I think DICE in general owe it to the community, because DICE LA have already done a great job at fixing some of the biggest problems with Battlefield 4. Look at the netcode, for example. That's far better now than what it was 3 months ago before the Dragon's Teeth expansion. So they've already done a massive amount for the game, and I think it's commendable that they are committing to another 12 months. And as much as I think that DICE actually owe it to the community to do that, I think at the same time we should be grateful, because as I said, there was no obligation for them to do it, but they stepped up and they did it anyway. There's kind of a balance between the two. I think we kind of expected them to do it and they stepped up and did it. Don't quite think anybody expected an extra 12 months worth of support for the game, but there we go. It's a great offer from DICE-LA, and I can't wait for the next 12 months of Battlefield 4. Sure, it's had a lot of problems. There are still problems in the game now. There are certain mechanics I don't like, and I'm just going to have to get used to some of those, and some of them we might have influence over whether they can be changed. And that's what makes me excited for the next 12 months, because it seems to be all about community feedback at the moment. And they're going to take on a general idea from the community and try and implement that alongside their own ideas too. I think that's a great way to develop a game. They're doing it with Hardline, with Visceral Games, and DICE-LA are on that right track as well. I think it's a great way to develop something, keeping the community as involved as it is, because they're the ones playing the game. Then they should be given the opportunity to try and feed back into the final product. And DICE-LA are really hitting home with that, and like I said, I think we should be grateful that they are doing it. But yeah, to summarise, we don't know 100% of what we can expect over the next 12 months. We're likely to know at some point after Christmas moving into the new year, but again, we have no solid date at the moment of when we're going to learn what the future of Battlefield 4 is going to look like. Make sure you leave some comments today. I would like to know what you think, well, where you think Battlefield 4 should go in the future. It would be really cool to get some good discussions going on down there. But that is the end of the video, so thank you very much for watching. If you could leave a like, that would be really appreciated. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.